Today we're going to paint a pear. First we're going to figure it out where's the compositions. This is very simple objects. It looks like a triangle. So this will be the area include the catch the shadow and the objects. It's going to sitting in the middle of the page right here. And now I'm dividing the shape into two. One is the pear, one's the catch the shadow. And the catch the shadow is about in this area. First we're going to start on the pear. And we are going to use wet into wet to go from the top to the left to the right. And let's use the sable round brush. Let's see. Let's mix the color on the left and the right side. The yellow and the blue. And it's not so bright, so we're going to add the complementary color, the red, into the mixture. Okay, they're starting from the top. That's the base color for the light side. For the highlight at the top, I'm going to use lifting of colors to return that to be the highlight. But we do want to leave the areas for the brown colors at the top. So I'm going to keep going. But the color needs to be a little bit darker as you're turning from the light side to the shadow side. Keep thinking about how dark the color it should be. Because between the light side and the shadow side, the value of the color is not different enough. You won't see the volume of the objects. You don't see much dimensions. So we're going to add a little red at the bottom as the skin color. Turn a little red. And we're going to going into a little darker color, add a little more blue. And not so bright, add a little red color in here. But the color probably doesn't want to, I don't want the color to change so sudden. So I'm going to mix the color in the middle tone. So coming, there's the middle transition. Now the color get a little darker as it transition. And I'm make a little darker color by adding a little more blue and red color. Now here we go. Because the whole surface of the paper is still wet, so the color very easy to merge together to create a smooth transition. I think they a little bit more red into here. And keep coming down. I think this shape should open up a little more. So now you can see between the light side and the shadow side, it has quite a difference on the value contrast between the light side and the shadow side. Okay, now what we're going to do next. Next thing, I want to make my brush really dry before I lift off some of the excess accumulated wet at the bottom of the page, because I have the paper tilted in this angle and all the excess wet is coming down from the top, and that allow the bottom is going to dry a little bit quicker. And now I'm going to make the brown color with just getting the red and some yellow colors, and with the blue colors, maybe a little bit more red. If you see the brown color should be warmer, and there will need more red colors. Okay, now I'm putting this brown color at the top as for the stem. We're just putting the base color of this brown. Okay, what next we're gonna do? We're gonna work into the catch the shadow. The catch the shadow mostly is neutral, but it looks like it have a little bit more as the blue colors between the three colors. So I'm gonna add the blue. I'm gonna mix into the three colors. You see the mixture over here, they all have three colors. If you see too much blue, they probably need a little bit more red or yellow. That's probably the color looks like it. So we're gonna start from the bottom here and going around. There you go. Take your time. And the color can get a little bit lighter. A little more blue. Add a little bit more red. This is probably the right color. I'm gonna keep going toward the top. I don't want to overlap too much into the pear area because I don't want to get the colors coming into the catch the shadow. Okay, now I'm getting the light color coming up to the top over here. And even though at the bottom we need to make it even darker. So in that case, we're gonna mix a little darker colors, but I don't want that much water. Be a little careful, thinking about that, how dark the color you want, or how much color do you need, and how dark the color you want. And this is like a dark purple colors. I'm gonna come here, starting, and the color is darker. Okay, this area is still wet, so I'm gonna let the color merge into each other. They have a smooth transitions. Okay, now what I'm gonna do at the bottom, don't forget, if something accumulated at the bottom, you want to get it off from the page. You want to do it when it's wet. That's good. All right, that's the catch shadow, first round. So what I'm gonna do over here should have some highlight. So I come here to soften the area and get ready to take it out. Okay, a little softer. That looks like the highlight. Good. Now the next thing, the brown color almost dry. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the darker side of this brown color. This is pretty dark. I'm going to get the color in here on the shadow side. So make it look 3D. So just tap the color in. Okay, it looks pretty good now. And now we come back to the bottom. It looks like it's ready. So I'm gonna wet this area. Try to create the feeling of three-dimensional. And the reflected light areas is quite important to convince the object actually turning toward the table. Good. Now manage to make it a little lighter. And on the top here, I think now I also can add a little brown color to make the brown color, add a little yellow color into here. A little red, a little yellow color. That's good. And I'm going to paint it just some small details surrounding the stem. Like that. Soften a little bit on the outside. There's also catch the shadow of the stem and on the other side. I would want to take care of that at this time too. So I'm going to just get this a little dark color. Maybe too much water. I'm going to squeeze some wet off, just a little color, because the areas are very small. I'm just going to lay it here. Oh, yeah, a little darker. A little more colors. Here we go. And that looked like the catch the shadow casted by the stamp. There are areas that actually can use even darker colors. So I'm just going to use, in these three colors, I can use the two darkest color, which is the blue and the red, with a very little water. Now, take a look. And soften just the water, soften it. That's good. Let's put also a little dark color on this side that need to be a little darker. So we keep talking about that, how dark the color is supposed to be. This is very, very crucial. Mask outside the pear area. I'm moving a little in a little because I don't want to mess make the outside dirty or something get into the outside. Okay, good. We're gonna mix the colors with the yellow and this mixture. I think that is close to that color now. That's a good color. Let's take a look. How does it look like? Okay, now we're gonna take off this mask.